Center for Research in Religious Life and Apostolate, CERRA-Africa, is dedicated to the vital task of documenting the rich history and unique charisms of women's religious congregations in Kenya and beyond. In February 2024, CERRA-Africa embarked on a journey to establish and trace the history of the Assumption Sisters of Nairobi. Assumption Sisters of Nairobi is a religious women's congregation founded in 1953 in the Archdiocese of Nairobi, Kenya, by the late Archbishop John Joseph McCarthy. The congregation started with 11 girls who took their first vows in 1959. What motivated J.J. McCarthy to start the congregation of the Assumption Sisters of Nairobi?
He founded us the Assumption Sisters of Nairobi because of the challenges. He was a bishop and he was if I can say, he was up to the task. He was on the ground, and so he was visiting the people. In his visits, he realized there were gaps. And the gaps he found in his diocese were, like, for instance, at that time, we didn't have mobile clinics. And so many women were dying at childbirth, walking to the sisters' clinics. And so he would have wanted them to start mobile clinic. He also built a seminary. St. Thomas Aquinas Seminary in the Archdiocese of Nairobi is one who built. And those days we didn't have co-education. So he realized that the men who are trained to be priests needed to interact with the women. So he asked the sisters to teach, but they did not accept, the sisters who are there, because it was not time for. That's why I said at the beginning he was a visionary man. So he would have wanted sisters to teach in the boys' schools. And then also he realized there were other issues. It was time for Mau Mau uprising during independence, and many young women in Murang'a, which was part of his diocese, were being forced to go and cook for the home guards and forced to take oath when they are already Christians. So he was kind of looking for refuge for them. And also he wanted sisters to do clerical jobs. But at that time, our church had not accepted. So these are the issues that made him to think of starting the African women. So he said he's going to start a congregation of African women. He was the first vocation promoter of this congregation. So he said he's going to start a congregation of African women who will be able to immerse among God's people and interpret the signs of time.
Who was this J.J. McCarthy? Several sisters who were lucky to interact with him explain his personality.
Since our founder had a motto, I came that they may have life, and have life to the full, according to the Gospel of St. John chapter 10. We asked to see him, and he was very simple. He accepted and met us, and we asked him humbly that, Baba, may we go out to the people, serve the people. We see they need us more than serving in your house, even we mentioned in his house or in the Father's house. And so immediately he took an action of submitting to our request.
For J.J. McCarthy, obedience was the key, and he was very firm about that. And it's only later that I learned that his obedience was based on the life or the Holy Gospel according to John.
What was J.J. McCarthy's charism, and is it still being practiced by the sisters from the Assumption Sisters of Nairobi?
He gave us a charism, which is to go to immerse among our people and serve them, because it is the way that people as religious should be among the people, serving them for the motive of evangelization.
This charism, it was very much to do with the evangelization and helping people to have life and have it to the full.
Amongst the first sisters to join the congregation, explain what motivated them to join the Assumption Sisters of Nairobi.
When I was very young, I was in a school run by a Franciscan sister, and she was so good to us, and I loved her very much. She showed love also to us. She taught us many things, advising us, and I felt attracted to be one as she was. When I finished Standard 7, I told my parents that I would like to join sisterhood, and in that parish of ours, the Archbishop had written a letter to the parish priests telling them that any girls who want to enter, there is a congregation which would be founded at Mang. So the parents accepted, and my father brought me to the congregation as an aspirant.
I read the book of Our Lady, which was written in Kikuyu, the life of Our Lady, how she was doing, how he was offered to the temple, and how he was praying. You know, Sacred Heart of Jesus. Nilitaka kutuliza moyo mtakatifu wa Yesu unaoteseka na dhambi za watu. I wanted to cool the heart of Christ.
What has been the progress of Assumption Sisters of Nairobi since then?
One of the achievements is that aspect of immersing among the people. We have really immersed among the people. The other aspect is being able to serve the church according to the needs of time. Today, according to us, we have seen the church needs women who can do, like, enter into the people's lives, do social work. Education is not only sticking to the intellect, it is formation and transformation. He has also, because of that, another milestone or success is that we have expanded on mission. So when we started, we were only in the Archdiocese of Nairobi. To date, we are in 13 dioceses in this country. We are also in the Caribbean. We are working in Jamaica. We have 2 communities. We are also in Canada. We have 3 communities working in the First Nations. So those are the milestones I can say. Another success is increase in numbers. At first, we were like, they started, the first girls were 11. Some of them are still alive. 3 of them are still alive. The others have gone to the Lord and others left. So those are the success stories I can say. Expanding on mission, expanding in numbers, and reading the charism and interpreting the signs of time.
Well, for me, I would think that I have seen our congregation, of course, developing, and it has developed actually. Because most of our sisters now, they are in university levels. Those who have been teaching in primary, they have been promoted to teach in secondaries and in colleges and what have you. And many of them have been even teaching in university through congregation promotion. They came in with just from 4 levels. But now they have gone to these higher levels.
Despite the achievements that have been well articulated by the sisters, the congregation has also been facing several challenges.
There are many challenges today because even the life outside they have changed. And as a religious group, congregation, consecrated life, we have to live the life within ourselves, and we start living our charism in our communities. And because without living our life in the communities, we can't even express ourselves outside to other people. So that is a challenge. Even sometimes we find that, as Christ said, "Do you see what I have done to you? You do to one another." So when we start in our communities, we have to live fully our charism so that we can also express it to other people outside. That is one challenge. Another challenge is that we are quite the bishops ask us, can you give sisters to do 1, 2, 3? But personnel, lack of personnel. So we go according to the number we have. Although we wanted to serve and go far and wide, then we are limited.
What is the experience of the new sisters who have joined the congregation recently? How did they join the congregation? Is the congregation still living the charism?
What inspired me to join the religious life was in the parish where I grew up, there were sisters, the domestic sisters. So I used to admire what I used to see them do. Serving there, the altar, preparing the altar, cleaning the church, such things. So I felt that I would wish to be like those sisters there. They were White sisters. Yeah, I can see that I've understood in a certain capacity about the charism. It's about immersing among the people, bringing the good news of salvation, and helping them to uplift their dignity by responding to the needs of time.
When I was a small child and a Sunday school, and I could hear there is a particular day used to pray for a particular group of people, and those were the priests and the sisters. And since in my village you've never seen a sister, I would want to be among those who are prayed for. And where are they usually? That always motivated me. And until I finished my Form 4 is when I met a sister. And this sister was an Assumption sister of Nairobi from my parish. So that's how I came, because my uncle introduced me to her. Comparing the way I used to be previously, my desire was to be more close to God and to feel that I'm serving His people. And the Assumption Sisters of Nairobi have given me this opportunity. They have empowered me through education, through formation, and the spiritual exercise we go through. So I feel I'm still relevant and living the zeal and the truth.
Aged sisters have a word to young women willing to join the congregation.
Me, I can tell them, when somebody is joining the congregation, you join yourself free, without coming one leg in and another leg out. You come with 2 legs. Come with 2 legs. And you give yourself free without thinking somewhere you promise somebody behind. You don't leave any promise behind. Your promise is where you are going and why you are going. And you don't follow anybody, you follow the Holy Spirit, or what He is telling you to do.
Because Archbishop John Joseph McCarthy founded the Congregation of the Assumption Sisters of Nairobi with the motive of evangelization, I would be happy that they know it was founded to evangelize through education, to evangelize through medical service, to evangelize through catechetical service, to evangelize through social work, through many services, even direct in the offices of the church, like the offices of the bishops. And this congregation has no limitation. The sisters have elaborated our charism that when bishops ask for us, we don't eliminate ourselves to just what we do. We also would ask them what would like us sisters to do. And then when they tell us, we prepare the members for that type of service. We serve according to the signs of the time.
Well, I think I would tell them, they see us anyway. We teach them. And they have also to realize that we were once students or pupils like them. And it is through listening to the missionaries who came here before us that we received this vocation. And for them, they are receiving that through their own black sisters or the sisters and the priests. And so they have also to listen to God's call through that. They have to know there is a priesthood to be joined. If they have that vocation, they have to know there is sisterhood if they feel called not to ignore the vocation.
Those who are discerning, there is this brochure for the vocation promoter. It is on our web. The young ones can look at it. And those who are in the process of discerning and wanting to join us, I would encourage you, before you choose to be Assumption Sisters, get exposed to know other congregations, so that you're not becoming an Assumption because this is the only congregation you've met. Check on other congregations. What is the charism of the Immaculate Sisters? What is the charism of the Little Sisters of Jesus? The Little Sisters of St. Francis? What is the charism of the Lorettos? Only then you'll be able to choose the ASN charism if you're at home with it.
You